Hey there guys, Fave here, and I have a question. And what is that question, you may ask? Well, basically, what is the shortest username you can have on Roblox? Because I've looked at long usernames, I've looked at about every rare username under the sun. And what does it mean to have a short username? Are we talking height, length, amount of characters? Well, we're going to investigate all of that and more in today's video. But before we can get into that, we have to jump into today's challenge. Today's challenge is, if you've ever been somewhere before, then smash that like button. Also, I noticed most of you aren't subscribed, so what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell! And 5 of you will win a 1,000 Robux code that you can redeem on Roblox once I reach 500,000 subscribers. Alright, so let's get into it. So here we have the good old Roblox sign up page. Sign up and start having fun. You know, in the years I've been doing these videos, like, the sign up page has evolved quite a lot. But regardless, we gotta throw in the classic birthday. Except now you have to be born in 1922 to play Roblox, making all my 1920 accounts null and void. But the most important box here is the username box. Now, it says don't use your real name. But if I type in your real name, it just says users may only contain letters, numbers, and underscores, which leads us to the first question. First of all, a Roblox name has to have a minimum of 3 characters. So no matter what the name is you want to type, if it's not 3 characters, it'll tell you usernames can be 3 to 20 characters long. So obviously, the shortest username would be one with 1 character, right? Well, here's the thing. In the history of Roblox, there's never been a 1 character username. And if there was, it's long gone. So there are a handful of 2 character accounts. But I wanted to make the question more engaging than that, because if it was just down to 2 character names, we could look back to my video about short usernames. This person right here used to have the username YA, Y-A, and then their name got reset by the Roblox. Oh, those evil moderators. How did all these people get 2-letter names? I know, right? Yeah, those were the days. But if the shortest name is something like Hi or QA, for instance, then it'd be too easy to answer the question. Now we have to make it complicated. So let me introduce you guys to a concept real quick. What looks longer? So this is 10 capital W's. It takes up a lot of screen space, okay? Now let's try the same thing with lowercase l's. And this is 10 lowercase l's. As you can see, it takes up less than half of the space that the 10 capital W's take, despite being the same length, 10 characters long. And with that being said, would the shortest possible username be LL? Well, here's the thing about LL. LL might be the skinniest username. It might be the username with the least characters and takes up the least amount of horizontal space. But we're also forgetting about one plane here, the vertical axis. Now, I've investigated before how tall a Robloxian can be, but I've never investigated how tall a username can be. And what's the tallest username you can have? Well, as you can see, a lowercase g goes below the lowercase l, but L seems to go to the ceiling of a character, but the bottom isn't defined by that. Q's and G's go to the floor. That's where the typo line really pops up on my screen, and apparently this name isn't taken, so that's pretty wild. So what is the shortest letter? Is it an O? Well, honestly, it depends on the font that you're using. Now, I'm not 100% sure of the font Roblox uses here. I'm guessing it's like Arial or Gotham or something, but it's not important. The font that we see here is the font we're going to use as a point of reference. And this font has a very standardized way of making the heights of letters. So now we have to bring math into the equation, because the shortest letter height-wise isn't necessarily the shortest letter, because O might seem short, but then you have a letter like N, which takes up slightly less space than an O. And then you have a V, which takes up even less space than an N. But V is a wide letter. It's much wider than a lowercase l. But for simplicity, we have VV and we have LL. Now VV is obviously, in height-wise, shorter than 2 lowercase l's, but you cannot defeat the L's ability to just be really concise. But let me throw another curveball at y'all. What if I go ahead and do some editing tricks, right? So we take the V's and we turn them on their side, giving it a perfect 90-degree angle. Then the next thing we do is we move it over to where the L's are. Now the next step I'm going to take on this is add a chroma key. And now we have the V's on top of the L's. So now we can really see which one takes up more space. And unfortunately, the V's still don't beat the L's even when they're taken on their side. So it's looked like we're going to have an L of a day. Which, let's start bringing other aspects, like numbers. 1, 1. Well, 1, 1 is actually wider than LL because of the little tail on top of the ones. And almost all the numbers take the same amount of space. 7 seems to be a little skinnier than the rest, but they seem very standardized. The only exception being 1, 1 being significantly thinner than the other numbers. But then there's usernames throughout history that have things like dots in them. Well, believe it or not, 2 dots is just as long as LL. I guess there's a minimum character limit for like how thick it can be. Just for funsies, look how long I can make this name even though we can only do 20 characters. Isn't that kind of crazy? Because, you know, if you took 20 lowercase L's, well, here's what that would look like. Just a fraction of what the other name was. But I think I've been rambling on too long about long names and short names. And honestly, there's no competition for the 2 lowercase L's. 2 lowercase L's is the shortest possible username, and before there was the 3 character limit on names, you could have made this name. So what's the shortest username, or I guess display name, you could do today? Well, obviously 3 L's, right? Well, it looks like a Roman numeral 3. The username's already taken, so I think we should take a look at whoever owns this account. Well, unfortunately, Triple L, Roman numeral 3, is currently banned forever from Roblox, with a status saying rubbity hubdub and it's funny cause urgy. I'm not quite sure what they're going on here, but they're like a TV, they also own the Broken TV, and hasn't logged on to Roblox in a year, being in a few groups and sporting the record of having the world's shortest username, joining around a month after me. So I could have had this name, the shortest name on Roblox. It takes up the least amount of space. And if you can think of somehow a name that takes up less space than 3 lowercase L's, then let me know down below, because otherwise I'm kind of lost and confused in the sauce. So the only question I really have left is what takes up more space, a classic 2 character like QA, or just my brand new invention, the 3 lowercase L's. Well, that could be determined really easily. My cursor right here, this is where QA ends. LLL still takes up less space than QA, almost half if you will, so pretty impressive if I say so myself. Let me know what you think, alright? Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you smash that like button, follow me on Instagram at Fave here, join my groups on Roblox, Roblox Fave Fan Club and Fave's Cave. Check out the channel membership for early access to videos, exclusive emojis, priority replies to comments, and more with the join button next to the subscribe button. And make sure you join my Discord server, discord.gg/Fave. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out!